But it became obvious that people approach things very differently. I noticed that there are people who like to come up with very sophisticated sounding excuses. They make them look good, or that they come up with excuses that, well, just shield them from looking bad, or just coming up with excuses in general. Then there are people who try to do things, or who do things just because they want to look good to others, or they say certain things, that they behave in certain ways that just make them look good to other people. Other people will always say that they are not good enough, or people will always talk themselves down. People look for shortcuts, and it is very important that we spend some time to really understand who we are, and especially in trading, this is very important, because trading is very different from how we are brought up, or how we were brought up, where most people are not in a mindset where they think for themselves. Since we started kindergarten or elementary school, we were always taught and told what to do. Follow a certain path, do the certain things, study certain things in school, study this subject, do this, do that in your job, and you will do fine. And if we have been conditioned to just react in certain ways without ever questioning something, or without really thinking for ourselves, then we lose the ability to connect to ourselves, especially then also when we take social media into account, where, well, we are not really seeing who other people really are, and we are not really portraying who we really are. We are always trying to just look good to other people. We're just always trying to sugarcoat everything, put in the best filter. We retake a picture 20 times because the light does not look good, our smile does not look perfect. And this is creating a very artificial perception of reality, but also it removes us from ourselves. Or another way of looking at it is, or another point is that, how often have you caught yourself walking down the street and you didn't even know what you were thinking or how you got there? You were so lost in thought. Maybe you even had a podcast on, I hope not this one, and you were not even paying attention to what the person was saying, or you were listening to something else. But you were so lost in thought that you had no idea what was going on around you. And it is so easy today to overwhelm ourselves, I guess, with so many stimuli that are always present. And we really never take the time to sit down to think about ourselves. How have we approached the last day? What did we do the last day? Why did we do certain things during the last day? And what motivated us to do certain things? This became very obvious last week. I'm a huge fan of yoga, which I started a few months ago. I also frequently go to the gym. And there it becomes very obvious how people behave, or what discipline level do they show. Do you like to skip a rep? There are people who said, they plan to do 3 sets of 12 reps. But then after the 10th rep, it gets very, very hard. And who are you then? Are you the person who says, okay, 11 is good enough, nobody will notice? Or are you the person who pushes through and goes the extra mile? You go the 12th rep, even though nobody in the end will know except for yourself that you did what you did. But this is a very important mindset to be in, or it is a very important way of cultivating yourself or disciplining yourself. Or when it comes to a run, are you the person who says maybe in the morning, I will go for a 10K run, but then you are 9K in and you say, oh, that's good enough. Nobody will know. My ankle hurts. Let's just go home and go to the couch and watch Netflix. Or are you the person who says, no, I set out to do 10. Let me go for 11th because I can and because that's the person who I am. Or are you maybe a person who in a gym sees a nice-looking woman and she's next to you, and although you only use 50 kilogram on a certain machine, you might put on 80 or 70 because you want to look strong, and then your form suffers and maybe you don't feel good, and maybe you even risk pulling yourself a muscle. Are you someone who's doing that, or you care, and do you just do what you have been doing and do what you set out? You use your correct weight, you focus on getting the correct form and making sure that you get the best workout in. There's a very nice quote, and I hope I am not messing this up. I think it is attributed to Warren Buffett, who said, and it's more like a question, do you want to be the best lover and known to be the worst, or you want to be the worst lover known to be the best? And this is a very interesting quote, because who are you really, and what is motivating you? Do you want to just look good, but deep inside you, you know that you are not good enough, or do you just have the goal that other people think you are good? And in trading, this is very, very special, and it's very, very important. Because, well, why do people fail in trading? Very often they fail because they're not disciplined enough. They're not doing the things that they know they should be doing. They don't journal their trades because it's a lot of work, and it's tedious work. It takes time. It is much harder than just clicking a mouse, buying and selling, or trying a new indicator. That's more fun. But what is bringing you more towards your success is journaling. It's reviewing your performance. It's maybe backtesting or replaying the last trading week to see, did you miss trades? Why did you miss trades? And how could you have approached your week in a better way? Do you plan your week ahead? Do you make a watch list?
Good morning, guys. Dakota back with another live stream, May 25th, 2021. And first time hopping on. What I do on these calls every Monday, every weekday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hop on this live stream, go over the pairs I'm paying attention to for the week. And like any pairs requesting live stream, or if you guys want to talk about anything, we can talk about anything too. If you guys want to keep track with the pairs or with the charts that I do talk about on here, I post every single chart in the Discord server. The link to that is in the description. Also, the link to my Instagram is there if you want to contact me. You can also contact me through the Discord server. I'll definitely respond faster from the Discord because I don't turn on notifications for IG. I just go and share basically my streams on IG. That's pretty much it. But yeah. One thing I ask, please go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Alright, but let's get into it. So obviously, hold on 1 second. Obviously, I didn't just wake up, but I woke up late today. Now, Tuesday is not a day that I trade because it's the day that I lose the most money. So I don't trade, but I do look at the markets. So I didn't do my daily plan this morning. I didn't go through news this morning yet. I'm going to do all that, but I do have to say I did wake up late today. and didn't get through my morning routine today. Thinking of why. Well, I didn't go to bed on time. And I brought my phone up to my bed. So yeah, that's probably the main two reasons why. But anyway, let's get to this. Readjust this. There we go. And let me bring up the chat. Perfect. Oh, today's an exciting day, man. I got something I want to share with you guys later. But let's get through the charts first. So starting on my three charts, my three pairs I'm paying attention to. The three are GU, dollar Swiss, and EURJPY. You probably can't see it because my face is in the way. But just know those are there. Those are the three I'm paying attention to. The first one going over is dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss, looks like my positions I took up here, targets have been hit, so I'll log that in my journal. Let me make a note of that. So if you don't know where I'm logging it, even though I already closed the position and like I followed my rules with everything like that, I do want to note that what would have happened if I stayed in the trade, what would have happened if I didn't move my stop loss or things like that, so I can compare my actual results, my my managed results, and figure out which one's more profitable and which one makes more sense to actually use, or which one's more profitable, pretty much. Dollar. So at least in this singular scenario of the two positions I did have here, would have hit target. Okay, but for this position we're tracking today, it's further in profit. Not gonna move anything. This is a limit order example, so I'm not actually in this trade. I wanted to track it because basically continue to testing and just building a sample size of limit order scenarios for my setups instead of waiting for that final confirmation for certain candles to be formed. So this one's pretty good. It's about a 7 to 1 opportunity, close to 8 to 1. Coming further down, there's no reversal pattern yet, so I'd still be holding this. Right now, there's nothing for me to do. There's not even a setup for me here, so like I wouldn't even be interested in this. I'm not really interested in this at all right now. I'm not like looking for an opportunity. There is no opportunity for me to take advantage of, I guess. So let's do a full markup here and see if I see something else. And again, if you guys do have any pairs that you want me to go over, just go ahead and let me know in the that live chat right there, right? And while you're typing, be sure to hit the like button. Let's go to a monthly. Trash that. Starting the monthly, we're going to box price in. And down to the daily. We have a downtrend here. I'm going to go down to the 4 hour. We have a downtrend here, and we also have one that's a bit tighter. At least we have 2 touches that's a bit tighter right there. I don't like having both of them. So I'm just going to delete the one that's furthest from it. Hey, I'll be sure to go over AUDUSD if I get one like. I promise you I will. But I've never said that before. But yeah, that's good. I'll probably start saying that from now on. If you want a pair request, hit the like button. But nah, I'll go over it after I finish my 3 pairs. All right, got a downtrend here. Looking for price to sell at the moment, and won't be looking for a buying opportunity really until I'll be interested in a buying opportunity right here, but I mean, as long as price is on the downtrend, I mean, keep selling until the trend line breaks really and gives us a long setup. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, yeah, like I just said, there's nothing here. Something that could potentially form is a correction right here, and then a possible shorter sell. The impulse isn't too strong here, so I don't really expect a large pullback, and don't really expect it to form this detailed of structure, but just something to keep an eye on. I rather prefer for either a strong break of this demand zone and then a bigger correction, or a break of this trend line and then a large correction there for a buying opportunity. All right, but really at this point I'm just waiting for price to show me something that's worth value. So nothing interesting here right now. Okay, moving on to GU, I'm still waiting for it to retrace. Now alternately for this retracement setup, I talked about it on the last stream, so if you want more detail on this setup, you can go ahead, head over to the last stream and watch that. But here I do see a triangular pattern, possible triangle setup here. It's not going to be to my level, so I want to be taking this setup. I still like the daily expanding triangle here, so I will be waiting for that, waiting for price to come down. But other than that, nothing's changed here. I'm going to go through and do a quick markup on GBPUSD on Forex. And see if we can get a cleaner markup and see if there's any. Actually, I'll go down to about the, I'll go down to 30 minute, and we'll see if there's anything like a day trade today. Okay, little refresher on the daily pattern. Impulse here, would like to see an expanding triangle, then price to push up and potentially break that level. I definitely need to see price reach this level though, so definitely looking for price to continue to push up. Going down to the 4 hour. Yeah, no new trend lines. Again, we still have this possible ascending channel. Like I said, I like this to come down lower for the ascending channel to form. Touch this level one more time. If I bring it this tight, yeah, I need to touch this level one more time before I consider that. So something interesting. That's actually an interesting setup to me. Right here at about, oh yeah, that's actually beautiful. So ideally I like to see this setup come on Wednesday, or at least my entry come on Wednesday. And this is just estimate. I will send out an updated version of the exact stops and targets when I take the position, or if it sets up, and when I take the position. If it sets up, so I'm taking the position. But this is the setup. I really like it, and yeah, I actually send this out. Okay, next one on my list is EURJPY, and then we'll get to AUDUSD. But I am sending this out to my Discord server. The link to it is in the description. Again, if you want to keep up with charts, or if you want to look at previous charts that we send out. I sent out the 25 Sunday night, and I actually haven't looked at them, but I know there were some really good setups, and there was one that I was really interested in and plan on taking on my other account. GBPUSD update. Okay, EURJPY. So Sunday night I was originally looking for sales here because it was under a trend line and price just rejected the supply zone. Now, come Monday morning, when price pushed up and didn't form that 1 hour bearish pattern I was looking for, I noticed that there was a actual buy set up here that I didn't notice before. I wasn't really seeing, and that was because I wasn't really paying attention to this area here, or it wasn't really an area of interest. If I look further to the left, I didn't really see anything there either. Let me go up and just double check that, because I don't think I actually went this far over last time. Yeah, it wouldn't have been an area of interest for me at all. But nevertheless, the setup was there and it did meet all criteria, so I will log it down as a missed trade. In the area, supply zone area, looking for sales, I wasn't really interested in looking for that buying opportunity. Now here, price has made an impulsive move. What I'd like to see is price actually push through this and go into this next range up here and give us a bullish opportunity, right? Possibly continuing up for the rest of the year, possibly, right? No promises. But just looking for the next bullish opportunity to enter on and look for price to continue pushing up. Let's do a full new markup and see. There's an opportunity. My fault. GU. I'll go over GU after I finish EJ so I don't just like jump back and forth. So it's easier to timestamp. I forgot to go to the day trade for GU. But EURJPY, whoa, hold on. It looks like we got our setup from yesterday. Didn't quite reach the level. Almost did though, so I won't count it. Okay, right there. Price is right at the supply zone, so we're looking for some type of resistance or price to make a strong breakout. We can draw option there. We can also draw it here. I'm going to take it from here to there. Possible ascending channel, lower time frame. Price has pushed up. Hasn't really formed a ascending channel, formed a 1 hour ascending channel. We got a bearish formation which turned into a bullish formation. We have two touches where we can draw this uptrend right now. We do need a larger correction for the daily time frame, so looking for that trend line to be broken eventually, but right now we're just waiting for this impulse to play out, and which means just be patient. Which means do nothing but be patient. So no need to force anything there. Okay, going back to the day trade for GU. So we stopped on the 4 hour because I saw that setup there. I'm gonna go ahead, hide that. And then on the, there's a possible sell there. 30. Yeah, it wasn't even worth it. There's nothing there. Yeah, there's nothing there. If I said anything was here, I'd be fortunate. All right, let's go over AUDUSD. Let's first look at the 25 list I sent out. Okay, so it looks like for AUDUSD on the 25 list, I was looking for a price to break this neckline and then possibly retest it and continue pushing down. It looks like it's in a channel, and I'm just looking for it to range back down to the bottom of the channel before continuing pushing up. And from what I'm seeing right now, I say about the same thing, but I'll go ahead and do the full markup here. What's your outlook on it? Or do you have one? We can go at a tighter range here. Yeah, let's go with the tight range because that uptrend's kind of wide. And actually, I will go for that level instead of, geez, come on. So I'm gonna keep it in that range. Price is at the bottom of the range and look for price to continue to scale up. We're gonna use this as the bottom of the range since it matches up with that area over there. So now going down to the daily time frame, what do we have? Or at least what has happened. Daily time frame, we have this huge impulse and we're waiting for this corrective pattern to actually form on the weekly time frame. Here we had an impulse, we had a correction, impulse, price impulse back down, gave us a correction, impulse down, gave us some consolidation. It looks like a potential inverted head and shoulders on a lower time frame. Push price up, price is forming a potential expanding triangle. There's a downtrend line from that head and shoulders and a fib from this right shoulder. It's looking to sell from 17.6. Okay. Alright, so from what I'm seeing, I like, at least long term, I like a buying opportunity off of this level. I'd be willing to take the buying opportunity off of this level, off a daily setup. On a lower time frame setup, I am looking for a sell today, or at least tomorrow, this week, I'd say. But I'd be looking to buy from that point. Let's go down to the 4 hour. And let's look at what you were looking at. You said a downtrend from the head and shoulders. Okay, head and shoulders within head and shoulders. So you could say that one, this is a head and shoulders, but it's like I wouldn't consider it personally because this is a downtrend right here. The downtrend's broken, so that's disregarded. And if you're saying this is the downtrend, I don't like the second touch, at least for me personally. That doesn't align with my rules, so I wouldn't set that up. So in this case, I wouldn't put a downtrend or a trend line. I would draw this potential expanding triangle pattern and look for price to come down a bit lower than the zone and possibly give a buying setup. Actually, an area hasn't even been tested, so that's actually a great setup. Let's go down to the 4 hour. Potential selling opportunity here for me. I know AUDUSD doesn't do this. Does not do this pattern, but this would be the sell setup for me. Okay, so we're gonna I'm gonna label back-to-back positions on AUDUSD, see if either one of them sets up, and we'll just track it for the rest of the week. Probably for the rest of the 2 weeks, because we have a daily setup and a 4 hour setup. So what is that about a 5 to 1, and then the buying opportunity. There. Could actually stop short, honestly. Yeah, it may not get all the way up there. And for this one, I'll actually play a bit conservative. I won't be as aggressive with my targets on this. Ah, what? That's gonna take it all the way down. And there's no need for it to move that much. I'm just gonna go to this high instead of what my usual targets would be. Which usual targets about this area. Yeah, that's right. I guess it felt like deja vu, I guess. Alright, but yeah, those are two positions I'm looking at on AUDUSD. Now, I will say, like, I've actually reduced my fibs to just the 38.2, 50, and the 61.8. This is my personal experience, right? I would recommend like going through your own trades and see how it works out for you. But the 78.6 and the 88.6, and then like that 75. In hindsight, it looks really good, but in practice, at least for me, it proves to be like entering orders off that level isn't good for me, at least. Like most of the trades I took off of that ended up as losers, and just getting rid of that out of my plan like increase my profits. Just saying, okay, I'm not going to take trades off the 88.6 and the 78.6. Increase my profits when I just focus in and dialed in on the 38, 50, and 61. And an idea to backtest, strongly recommend this. Idea to backtest is backtest the let's just say backtest the win rate of each Fibonacci level. Like take 100 trades off the 38.2 to 100 trades off the 50, 100 trades off the 61, 78, whatever your fibs are, and figure out the win rate between them. And see, okay, this one has like a 20% win rate, this one has a 60% win rate. So what if I got rid of everything that's under 40% and just focused on everything that's here and higher, 45 and higher? But are there any other pairs that you guys want to go over? I know that we're tracking pound Swiss, which it looks like it's not doing what we want to see it do. It's still at the entry level, so we're still holding. We'll see if it hits SL. Oh my goodness. Alright, GN has already given the setup. It broke. It gave us a selling opportunity, so I'll be tracking it from basically this point here. And we'll see how price plays out. I'm of course looking for it to continue down to this trend line. And we'll just calculate that at the end of the week. GA also went that direction and failed that setup. Okay, GJ. Do we have EURJPY was the pair. The pair that got away, that's what it was. Because yesterday I looked at it and it already pushed overnight, so I wasn't even able. I was planning on taking this on my other account, but unfortunately, the entry was Friday. Right? Entry was Friday, not Monday. All right, are there? think that's everything. Yep. So that looks like everything that's been requested. Let me just check one more time. Yep. Okay, we're good. All right, so I really appreciate you guys hopping on the call. Oh, no, daily thoughts, man. Daily thoughts, don't forget that. All right, so that's it for the charts, I guess. But yesterday, if you don't know what daily thoughts are, I just talk about something at the end of the calls. Whether it's like something mindset wise I've been thinking about, which the last few calls or last few daily thoughts have been about, or just ideas, anything I want to talk about and share on here. So yesterday this idea popped in my head for a setup. And the setup was based off of something that I don't take right now, but I used to take, right? I actually stopped taking that opportunity because it failed so often, right? Almost every single time I took it. So basically, continuation patterns at certain areas. Let me see exactly what I wrote down. Continuation patterns at certain areas fell, and about 2 weeks ago, a lot of them were actually popping up right? And I said, okay, I know that this pattern fails in this area, so I'm not going to take it. And instead of just not taking it, if I know, okay, majority of the time this pattern fails here, why not, instead of buying like I usually do with a pattern in other areas, sell in that situation? And that opens up for another trading opportunity there. Now, would that be considered another strategy though? No, not in my mind. If you guys think it's another strategy, let me know. But the way that I'm thinking about it is that it's the same setup, but within this situation, do this different thing. All right, it's a variation within the same system. Now, I'm not planning on immediately implementing this. Like, I still have things to backtest for June, but it's definitely in the list already. And I think just taking advantage of that won't like make, it's not like revolutionary to my trading system, because the opportunity there is not that amazing. All right, it's not that grand, but I honestly just think it would be fun. It'll be fun to see if I can take advantage of that opportunity that I'm noticing. But so essentially what I'm going to do is go through the pairs or go through the screenshots where those pattern failures have happened, and just figure out the stats for those situations and see what I can do with it. See what I can do with the information. All right. Well, that's the call today. I really appreciate everyone hopping on. If you like the stream, go ahead, hit the like button. Also, if you want to keep up with future content, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning.